what is the application procedure? So this is the most demanded topic. You want to know how to go through the program. So first, let me discuss the eligibility criteria. So as I said, it's not fixed. For cohort 1, it was for third and fourth year women engineer students. And the one thing which has been similar for both the cohorts was that women who belong only to CS or IT branch have been taken into consideration for the program. I don't know about if the eligibility criteria changes this year, but this is one thing which has remained constant for both the cohorts, right? And then you have to have good academic grades. 70%, it should be above 70% in 10th and 12th standard. So, and for second cohort, it was just meant for first year students, right? And for third cohort, it is yet to be announced. So let's move on to the selection process. So the very first stage of the process, it's the online application form. So during our cohort, the application, if I remember it correctly, the applications opened around February, right? So this time they have not been opened yet, but yeah, they'll be opening soon, right? So in the application, what are you supposed to fill? Basically, you'll be asked to upload your resume. Now you'll be wondering like what should I add in the resume, or how should my resume be looking so that it is selected, right? So let me tell you one thing. I'll just tell you my personal experience. I don't know about what will happen this time, but when it was our turn, we were first years, right? So the WTF people, they have this thing that these are first year women engineers and they don't have these skills or knowledge of building a good resume. So they don't expect you a good Google resume. They don't, right? They'll consider you for your passion towards technology. They won't be looking for, okay, that there has to be the work experience, so there have to be so many projects or anything. No, they won't be looking for these things. They just want you to be passionate towards technology. Other than that, what you can add to your resume is you can add your school achievements. For example, many of you would be NTSC scholars or KVPY scholars, or maybe you would have won some national level athletic competitions or anything, like even like smallest of achievements. Sometimes what I believe is sometimes even winning a poem competition in your school really gives you confidence, right? And that matters to you a lot. But you would be wondering that should I add this to my resume? Like it is not so big, it is not national level or anything. Add it. I'll suggest add it, but add it in such a fashion that your learning is highlighted there, right? For example, if you are putting that I was the winner in the poem writing competition or anything, write it like I was given the chance to participate in this competition, like in a short, right? I'm just briefing you out how it should create an impact. You should be like, it was a last moment project. I didn't know it, and I participated in it, and I won it. So that is how you create an impact. That okay, this person can perform even in the pressure situation. So this is how you make things highlight on how you highlight things on your resume, right? So this is about resume. Other than that, what else is needed on the application processes? If I remember it correctly, there were certain questions. So I won't say that just write something very big or anything. Be honest. Just be honest. Your love for technology should be clear from your answers to the questions. They are just looking for people who have love towards technology, who are passionate towards technology. And let me tell you one thing: they are not looking for great technicians or great engineers. Your first years you won't be, right? They are just there to mentor you. They want to teach you, so they just want a passion in you. They don't want great technical skills. They are there to build your technical skills. They just want you to have the passion to learn, right? So have that thing in your head. Don't think that okay, I don't know coding or I don't know programming. Will I be eligible? If you have the passion to learn, you will be eligible, right? So second thing is after the online application comes the aptitude test. So aptitude test has two stages. The first stage, it's the online MCQ round, wherein we have those general aptitude questions like A is the father of B is the daughter of C, what's the relationship between B and A, like those basic questions. Then mathematics problems related to probability on an easy level, no base theorem or anything, very easy level problems. Then those general aptitude tests which you would have seen in your even in your school, like that's the aptitude test which we faced. Then the second stage of aptitude test. Aptitude test has two stages. One is the first online aptitude test, which is basic MCQ. Second is the English speaking and writing test. So your English speaking, writing and reading skills will be tested. So they'll be giving you passages which you have to read aloud so that they can test your pronunciation as well as your reading ability and speed. Plus, you'll be given the MCQs to solve those certain verbs, prepositions, and those questions. This is just this part. English test is just so that they can ensure that when they're teaching, you're able to grab whatever they are teaching, because the entire course will be in English, right? So they just want that everything should be, the student should be able to take everything they are teaching, right? So this test is meant only for that purpose. Then after clearing this aptitude test stage, the next stage is online Python training. So, for many days, I have been receiving these queries on LinkedIn that, ma'am, I don't know Python, I code in this language, or ma'am, I don't have any coding skills. What should I do? Will I be able to crack the coding round? Yes, you will be able to crack the coding round. When I participated in this program, I just used to code in Java. I had no Python skills, right? So, this WTF people, they organize a 5 days training program, right? And they give you recordings of the sessions, and you just go through those sessions. They are not recordings as well as there are live training sessions, right? So you just go through those sessions. They're like enough. Just go through those sessions and you'll be able to crack the online coding assessment. Those 5 days of coding is enough to crack the online coding assessment. Trust me. Like for me, it was. I, as I said, that you have to have that passion to learn. If you just want to learn something, you'll be able to crack everything. So this is what is there. Then the next round is the online coding assessment. So there were two parts. Initial was the online MCQ round. It had around, if I remember it correctly, it was 20 questions. The entire round was of either 1 hour or 2 hour. I don't remember it correctly, but yeah, right. So first half was entire round. It's not just about the MCQ or the proper coding round. Entire round I'm talking about, I guess it was 2 hours, right? So we have an MCQ questions which are related to coding, right? Like list comprehension in Python and just very basic. Till the stage they'll be teaching you in the online Python training level. That is what they'll be asking in that MCQ questions. Then the second stage comes, that is you'll be given three. We were given three coding problems, right? And we had to write a proper code to solve those problems. So when it was my turn, I could solve two problems completely, and the last problem I had written the code, but I couldn't test it. So I'm not sure whether it was correct or not. But yeah, this was my performance. I'm not sure about how other girls performed, or are you required to solve all the problems? But yeah, this was my experience with the coding assessment. After clearing the coding assessment, you get a call for the online interview. Now you'll be wondering, like, interview this and that, what they'll be asking, what coding questions they'll be asking. No, it's not. They won't be asking you any coding or technical related stuff. It's just basically they'll be talking to you about your availability for the offline boot camp. They'll just be asking you certain questions to test if you're actually passionate about technology, or you were just faking out everything during the program. So they'll be asking you certain questions that, okay, if you get an internship at, this is my question, right? This was the question I received, that suppose you get an internship at Google during the program, and suppose you are a part of this WTF program, what will you prefer? Will you prefer going for this WTF program, or will you prefer Google internship? So my answer to this was that you have mentioned in your program brochure that we support internships. So I expect that if I get selected for Google, you'll support me in that. So they were like, yeah, you are true. So this was my answer. Just have your facts cleared about the program, right? So before registering and everything, just to read everything about the program, what the program is all about, and be passionate, right? Then the last second stage is enrollment. When you clear the interview, you get a mail to enroll and give your confirmation whether you'll be attending the program or not. Now, the last and the final stage, which was actually not planned, but it became a part during our cohort. So during our cohort, what happened was that there were so many registrations and there were so many deserving female candidates which WTF program received, and they couldn't shortlist the selected 120 girls which they were supposed to shortlist. So what they did was they shortlisted around 150 women engineers, and remaining 50 were waitlisted. Right now, they had to uh, do something to shortlist 120 women engineers out of these 200 goals. So what they did was we were trained for 2 months, and that has been the most difficult part of WTF program so far. Our sessions used to be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We used to have 5 to 8 evening sessions. Then on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, we used to have assessments at 8 a.m. in the morning. And on Sunday, we used to have an assessment from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. for whatever we were taught throughout the week. So, and this was running for about 2 months, if I'm not wrong, and this was the most hectic part of the entire program. And the girls who survived this stage, they finally became those women tech makers engineering fellows. I don't know whether this stage will be there in your selection procedure, but yeah, this was in our selection procedure, and this was the most difficult stage.